right, let's do this. What I'll have you do is just lay on the table.
Okay.
And what I want to do is just do a real quick like screen. It's kind of a postural screen, so we'll check some shoulder range of motion. We'll test the IT band tightness on both sides. We'll test some hamstring flexibility, and just kind of get an overview of what you got going on from a musculoskeletal standpoint. So let's start there. Let's see what we find, and then we can go. All right. So knees bent up. So the first thing we're going to do is check just some range of motion, passive range of motion in the shoulder. Just want you to leave this relaxed all the way. Shoulder external rotation, which looks really good. It should be about 90 degrees or so. If this is 0, this is 90. So it looks great. Internal rotation. So you got about, just eyeballing it, maybe 30 degrees or so internal rotation. Ideally, this would be parallel to the ground. Okay. So you do have a little bit of limitation.
Quite a ways to go.
Yeah, quite a ways to go. External is pretty good. You can see that's quite limited. This looks, external looks really good. A little pop in the elbow there. And then we'll check internal on this side. So look at this side. You got a little bit more internal, right, on the left, but it's still limited compared to the right.
Okay.
So just kind of eyeball that. That's maybe, I'd give that maybe 70 degrees internal rotation. So the next thing we'll test is IT band. Pull your knees up. Real simple test. I'm going to block the hips. I'm going to bring this hip out and back and drop the knee to the table. All right, so I want you to keep that relaxed for me all the way. And then just relax the knee all the way down as far as it'll go. So what we want to see on this test, and that looks really good, we want to see the knee cross midline. And you can feel that touch the table, right? So that's an excellent range of motion. Flip it. Exact same thing here. Okay, just kind of relax the hip for me. I want you to relax this knee all the way down. All right, now do you feel a difference on this side?
Not touching the table.
Not touching the table. Matter of fact, it's not even crossing, not crossing midline at all. So this is a positive test for IT band on the left side. Same thing. You stay relaxed completely. We'll test the hamstrings and we'll block the knee. Tell me we can start feeling a little bit of tension. Tension at all. Just a little bit of tension. So it's not quite 90 degrees. Both shoulders are relaxed. We're just coming into flexion now. And so just passively, you feel a little tighter on that side, don't you?
I feel a little tighter on my right.
Do you really? Right one's going down. You can feel that touching the table. You're about maybe 2-3 inches on that left side.
Okay.
I can probably push you down, but I don't want to push you. Okay. So just a little restricted there. Let's keep the knees up for me. There you go. Yep. And then just let that relax. And that's about it on the left side. So about 45 degrees on the right. You got about maybe 10 degrees here on the left. So just from what we've seen, I mean, we haven't even checked like actual numbers, range of motion, but the right side internal rotation is limited. The left side flexion is limited on the left shoulder. Horizontal abduction, which ties in the pec a little bit on the left side. Left IT band's a little bit tighter. Hamstrings are pretty good. I think you said the right one bothered you a little bit more.
Yeah, it was tighter when you bent all the way
when we pulled it up. So what I would say at this point is there's just some definite asymmetry between one side versus the other. So, but functionally, what that means is when you're, if you're working out, if you're doing push press, you're doing squat, you're doing any overhead stuff, the limitations of asymmetry is going to cause compensated movement patterns. Okay, you can still get the weight up, but you're not using full range of motion in each joint because we just tested full range of motion. You don't have it. So. So there's just some postural asymmetry that's developed. The IT band stuff is going on. Most IT band tightness issues aren't really IT band tightness, they're more pelvic position.
Okay.
And so long story short, if we took everything that we just did and broke it down from an anatomy standpoint, your left pelvis is actually tilted a little bit more forward than the right pelvis. Okay, so you're in this position of pelvic asymmetry. Your upper torso is compensating for this. You're actually stuck in a little bit of left side trunk rotation, which is closing off that right shoulder, which is putting a little bit more strain on the left pec. That's why that left side's a little tighter.
Okay.
And then your neck actually, if we went all the way up and tested, is stuck in a position of right rotation. So you've got this going on,
Okay.
and you're deadlifting, or you're push pressing, or whatever the case is. So, so our goal would be to get you back to neutral pelvis, neutral thorax, neutral neck, and some of the IT band issues are going to clear up, because again, it's not a tightness issue, it's just a pelvic asymmetry issue. And so we can fix it. We'll try to fix it. Here's the exercise. What I want you to do, dig in with the heels. I want you to leave everything else relaxed. Pick your hips up 2 or 3 inches off the mat. Perfect. And then what I want you to do is shift your right leg about 1 inch higher, 2 inches higher than your left leg. Perfect. All right. Those knees will close together. And what we're trying to do is kick in, facilitate this left hamstring. You feel that? That's nice and tight, right? I mean, that thing's roasting. So you're in the position. I want you to maintain that. Breathe in through the nose, 3 seconds. And then full exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the next exercise, you're going to keep the arms by your side. Everything's still relaxed. Same position. I want you to lift the hips off the floor a couple inches. Perfect. Do the same shift for me. Now I want you to keep this position. You're going to straighten this leg up to the ceiling. All right. Lock the knee out. And you're going to lower the whole leg down to the chair. And you're going to come right back up. So we're just overloading that left side again. I want you to go for about 15 reps. Let the head relax. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. That's all I want. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the shoulders again. That's where we started. Okay. So I want you to relax here. We'll go into external rotation. That still looks great. Full range of motion. Relax. We'll go internal rotation. I want you to look at that compared to where we started.
That's a lot different.
That's a lot different. Did we do anything for your shoulders at all? Did we do any shoulder exercises? Any shoulder stretches?
No.
No. Okay. So we'll go back to the IT band stretch again. Okay, relax. And we're going to drop this knee down. And everything still looks great. We're crossing midline. That's what we want to see here. Just let it relax all the way forward. Completely relax. Go. And let that knee down now. What's that right there? All the way down, right? So now we've gone to left side, fully crossing midline, all the way down to the table. So the IT band itself, not tight anymore, you know? And we haven't even, I mean, all we did was 2 exercises. So there's a handful of things that we can do to continue kind of working that, correcting that chain from the pelvis through the thoracic spine and the rib cage all the way up into the neck and shoulders. But you can see how quick, and the cool thing about this stuff is, you know, once you understand the pattern, you can usually see immediate results. So it's not something that you have to go, you know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks of therapy or exercise or stretching or whatever. Usually you can do 2 or 3 focused exercises, come back and retest and see immediate change. Now the goal is obviously to keep you in that position. You may go work out tonight and come back out of the position, back out of neutral again. But the exercises that you did today will keep you there. I mean, the more you do those, 6 to 8 weeks of doing that will keep you locked in